play now? Your team is getting ready for week one and kind of knowing that you're the guy.
Yeah, it's very exciting. The whole team, we've been practicing against each other since January. We giving each other great looks and everything, but going 7 months in, 8 months in, you get ready. You're like, man, you want to play somebody else. So it's really exciting. Our team's very prepared, and everyone's really excited, really enthusiastic around the building, just ready to play and put on for the city.
What challenges does UTSA's defense present?
Yeah, they're really good. They have a lot of returning starters coming back. They're going to be really solid up front, which is good for us. We have a really good O-line, too, to combat that. So that's their strength, I guess you'd say, that we see. Just really their core interior guys are really good. And then followed by their secondary, too, is good, too. So they're good all around. Just be prepared for every aspect of their defense.
What have you seen from Manjack? Dana was saying he's had a really consistent camp with you guys. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's a really smart guy. Just knowing where to be on the field, understanding where guys are going to be at defensively wise. And he's just really smart guy, really intelligent. He makes everything looks the same, so you really don't know where he's going to be when he's breaking in, out. So I think he does that very good, very well, and he's very, very hard to cover one-on-one.
What are you looking for in your first real game with this team and these new players?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's first game is just a lot of mistakes happen, mistakes that everyone knows not to do and stuff like that. So I feel like limiting the mistakes all around is really the key to winning the game. Whoever messes up less, I guess you could say, and just execute. That's really the name of the game, just executing our plays that we've been running, executing the offense, and doing everything that the coaches have taught us. So it's really the big thing we're looking for in this game.
How important is it to have like a next play mentality if you don't get going in that first play?
It's really important. That's really with everything. Any game that you play, if you get stuck on the last play, you're not gonna be able to do the next play and execute the next play. So it's always good to, whatever happens, assess it real quick. That's all you got to do. You got 40 seconds to assess the last play, and it's just on to the next one because you got the next call coming in, and you can't be worried about it. So if you play scared, worried about the last play that happened, then you won't be able to execute the next play. So it's just good to get a fresh, clean slate each play and just keep going, finish the game, and do what you need to do.
Donovan, yesterday Dana mentioned to us that he's maybe in passing a couple times told the team that a lot of people aren't thinking much of you guys.
Yeah.
Is that going into a season, is that the motivation that you guys need, or do you need anything like that to get this thing going?
Yeah. Obviously, it's always great motivation for us. We're already excited to be in the Big 12. We're already excited to get the dice rolling with everything. But I guess that's kind of just puts a bigger chip on your shoulder, gets you more excited, gets you want to play more. But it's just exciting for the whole team because it's always good being the underdog, just to show everybody up and then show what we could do, put what we got on the table, and just let people handle it and deal with it. So we're excited for it.
Does Matthew Golden, does he remind you of anyone else you played with over the years?
Not really. I feel like Matt, he's kind of like a one-of-a-kind player. He's fast. He has great ball skills. He's quick, shifty. So he's really like an all-around player, just like all in one. It's really hard to guard him as well, adding to Manjack, as well as all of our other wide receivers we have that you guys may not know or we haven't talked about. But it's just the whole receiving core in general is just very hard to guard. And just Matt is one of them, just being so versatile with everything he can do and all his talents and abilities.
Since we hadn't really covered you before this year, what type of a player are you pregame? Are you withdraw, headphone type of guy? Do you feed off the teammate? What do you normally like pregame?
Yeah.
What do you expect heading into pregame this week?
Yeah, usually I guess my pregame's kind of chill. I don't really get too excited. I kind of let my teammates get ramped up and excited and let them get me going when the time's needed. But being a quarterback, I always feel like you got to be calm. So usually I try to be calm, just like go over anything I need to go over, key points that my coach talked about. So I'm usually listening to some just chill music, nothing crazy, throwback music, just relaxing before the game, nothing too crazy.
You mentioned before how important family was too. I assume are you able to have some family in this week?
Yeah, I got a few. I got a few people coming in, and they try to rent a Sprinter van. So I guess that kind of tells how many people are coming this game. But it's going to be exciting just to have everybody here supporting my new start, new season, everything like that. So it's going to be a really good time with everybody.
Yesterday back on the pregame, yesterday on social media, there was a thing, people were trying to find out the Big 12 quarterbacks playlist.
Yeah.
You said kind of old school. What do you like?
Yeah, I guess. Let me see. Like one of the songs I probably listen to is like what's it called "Just the Two of Us." I'm like just the two. I listen to that, just throw it on, relaxing, hit a little vibe. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, I put on some Drake as always. Shout out to Pat Paul back there. I listen to Drake, just something chill, nothing too crazy. But as game time goes and gets closer, I kind of naturally ramp up myself. So I don't really need music to get me going. It's kind of just, we've been waiting for it for so long. It's kind of just natural for me.
I think that first one's taking it way back.
Yeah, yeah. So I got a whole playlist full of songs like that. So that's just a little sample of some of them. So good deal.
What's the running back? I mean, look at Tony. I guess you saw him from the sideline last year, but just having a guy like that and mixing him with Stacy and Brandon.
The running back room is really deep. It's just you got so many guys, so many different play styles you could put in. I probably think we got every play style you could want and need in an offense. So it is everyone brings so much to the table. Tony running downhill, Stacy, they got his speed, outstanding speed, and then BC is just both of them combined, and then just you got guys after that too that are just very good and very talented. So the running back room is just phenomenal. I feel like we have really good guys back there, very smart, intelligent dudes as well, that could pick up anything that you tell them, and you tell them once and they'll be good.
One or two more? What have you seen from the tight end room, specifically Michael Loughlin, transfer?
Yeah, very very smart room. I would say they're a very tight knit group as well. Just being tight ends, sometimes people think that in position rooms is kind of like battles and stuff like that, but I feel like they're a really tight knit group. They all communicate with each other. They all help each other out. Michael Loughlin has been very good. He's a really big dude. He put on a lot of size as well, and he moves very well too. And then Matt Burns and Eddie, everybody, they're just really big tight ends, really smart and really fast too. So it's not like they're just some blocking type guys. They're really versatile in the ways we could use them as well.
Last one. Done with Michael Loughlin, been through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and the goal was from spring to now to just get him to week one.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at things and the way they talk about it, it looks like they accomplished
Yeah.
that. Having a veteran guy like that with Big 12 experience and can sort of mentor some of the other young guys. What's that been like having him? Because there's opportunities to incorporate the tight end in this offense.
Yeah, it's great. Just having a veteran guy, he'll kind of keep everyone level-headed as well in the huddle. When I'm not there and I'm getting the play ready, just talking to everybody in the huddle. It's great to have him. Just he knows situations as well as like our O-line too. Just having all the veteran guys, just really another piece of the puzzle that just keeps everyone calm, knowing the situations, handling situations very well in the game as well. So it'll be great. I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited to see the whole team play, and just how we handle everything and get the job done.
What's going on?
When did it become clear to you that Donovan Smith was going to be starting quarterback week one?
I kind of got the hint, basically. We got into summer, we started fall camp, and, you just see him take strides as a leader and as a quarterback growing into his role, and I think then I knew that he was going to be our starter.
A lot of new faces heading into the season with your position group. You guys have had some time now to get together. How do you feel heading in terms of, everybody kind of fitting together as a unit right now?
I would say, starting with the O-line, I'd say, yeah, we do have some new faces on the O-line, some great additions to the O-line. But as Donovan was saying earlier, I think it's a very, mature group that has a lot of starts together, like combined. So going into this year, we added more depth and, we just have a really strong core. And I think the rest of the team, they're coming along. I think everyone's going to be in a good surprise this year for how we do. I think it's going to be a good season.
What excites you about this offense that, maybe you think will surprise people?
I would say that with the addition of our new coach, Coach Nagavi, I would say that the run game is going to be something that surprises people this year. The way he schemes the runs up and just the concepts of how he teaches it is something I'm new to, and I think it's going to be really good for us this season.
Does that change a lot of what you guys have known as an offensive line, or is it just sort of tweaking and stuff like that?
I'd say it's just tweaking, some of the teachings that we had prior, but basically just, his knowledge and how to, coordinate runs and scheme up things. I think it's going to be something really good for us this season.
Every team at some point will go through a quarterback change. If you have a 4-year guy, he graduates, but when you can go out and, no knock to whoever was here before, but when you get an experienced guy, does that change things a little bit, or does that maybe take a little bit of the, what are we going to do feelings to have a guy that's kind of been there, done that?
It definitely does take some pressure off knowing that you have someone back there that's done that before, especially in the same conference. So that takes away the pressure of that. But, yeah, like you said, change is inevitable in this football game that we play. So,
does the team have a chip on its shoulder that kind of puts you along this season?
yes, we do have a big chip on our shoulder. We're going into a new conference. We're going to prove ourselves. So that's what the emphasis is going into the season.
After that game last year, didn't get much closer. Do y'all need that, and do y'all remind yourself? Do you look at it at all, or sort of out of sight, out of mind?
Which one?
The UTSA game.
That game. I'd say you definitely watch it going into the next year because we're playing the same team. They have most of their team is returning, so basically look at it and see what mistakes you made that game and make sure that this year it doesn't happen.
What have you seen from Tony coming in, with that running back group, and what has he brought that, maybe different for you guys?
I would say that Tony, he's an experienced guy. He's played a lot of snaps, so he brings some more experience to our running back room to just add some more dynamics to it. We have Stacey Sneed, a speed back. Tony he's a shifty back with some speed on him. You have Brandon Campbell, all great running backs. So I think, especially with Coach Nagavi and his emphasis on running the ball this year, that whole running back group is going to, help us out a lot.
What is your pregame routine? Is that ritual?
My pregame routine, not like a big superstitious guy. I like to listen to some music. I start calm, and that's like for the pregame and stuff, off the bus and stuff. But then when I get to the locker room, the headphones are off, and whatever music's playing in there, I just go with it. Try to stay with my O-linemen, feed off their energy, give them some energy, and then, we go out there and we play.
Talk a lot about your development, obviously, as a player here. What would you say as you enter your final season, just how you developed as a person since you've been here?
I would say that the University of Houston has been good to me, since I've been here. I came here when I was 17, so from then I've seen a lot of maturity, and I've seen that I had to grow into my role on this team, figure myself out through, various things that might have happened to me on or off the field. So I think that, with my whole experience here, I've grown from the things that have happened to me, injuries, stuff like that, just on and off the field stuff. I'd say that I've grown a lot, and it's been really good for me.
Pat, considering there aren't many years between you and Chris, and you've seen what he's accomplished, is that sort of, some people look for motivation, and all, you've got it right there to what you also want to accomplish. Is that a big, each week kind of deal what you're playing for, and knowing that you got somebody that's been there?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a lot of motivation for me, and in this game, myself personally, I take it week by week. So this week we got UTSA, and that's all I'm focused on right now.
Does that emphasis, as an offensive lineman, does it excite you, knowing you're going to have that emphasis on the running game and the chance, to run the ball a good amount?
It definitely does excite me. I think this year, the way Coach Nagavi teaches things and how we've been since spring in the run game and seen that improvement from spring to fall camp, I'm definitely excited for what this year holds in the run game.
That you've been here now long enough that, for whatever reason, sometimes game days haven't packed them in as much, but so far it looks like you guys are going to have a lot of, big crowds this year, some sellouts, that kind of stuff. What is that going to be like? Just knowing it's a new conference, all the buzz, and you're going to have a lot of full seats at the stadium.
I'd say it's going to be electric. I think, I've been here for 4 years now, 5 seasons. I would say that, we've had some big games in there, but this year I've heard that it's going to be a lot different. So very excited to see that stadium packed out, filled with people, just feeding off that energy.
Since you were local, did you come to the last sellout was the Louisville game back in '16, so it's been a couple of years, I guess, before you got here. But did you ever come to any games like that during when you were younger?
In high school, I did actually. I came to a game against USF where De'Aaron King was playing the spin into the touchdown. Oh my gosh, that's when I loved it. You fell in love. That was one of my first game visits here. So seeing that and how the crowd, it wasn't even a packed out crowd, but it was enough people. It was loud. He was making a lot of plays, and I was just like, man, this place is the place to be. So, yeah.
One more?
Anybody jump out in terms of guys we should watch on the O-line that whether it's it's a backup or is it just guys like that, younger guys?
Yeah, I think we have a very promising group, and as far as depth-wise, really all 5 positions, you can say. Caden Bowie, he's a true freshman. He made a lot of strides since he was here. David Ugwoegbu, he's made a lot of strides since he's been here. Shamar, Peyton Dunn, even guys who've already been here, Carson Jones, Demetrius Hunter, Tevin Shaw, and I'd say that group's been good because, we go against one of the best D-lines in the country every day, so that'll help a lot.
David, obviously you came here, we talked yesterday, Coach Holgerson talked about why you came here, to get an opportunity to play different positions. Have you changed physically, have you changed anything with moving to the outside in order to be quicker, anything like that?
To be honest, no, I haven't really changed much physically. I thought it was going to be a drastic change, but Coach Early and Coach Belk said it like me where I'm at, and if I'm able to move and do the things that I need to do as a defensive end at this weight, then it sounds pretty good.
How do you feel like the transition's been for you? You've now had as much opportunity to prepare as you can, other than live action, of course. Where do you feel like you're at heading into the season with the new spot?
I felt the transition was pretty smooth for me. I'm pretty confident in my ability and what I need to do at the defensive end position for this team and for this defense. So I'm pretty excited to get into the season and show what I can do.
It's not a drastic change, right? You're still playing defense and still ultimately, but it may be a mindset change a little bit more about.
Yeah, definitely mindset change, responsibility change. As the Mike linebacker at my former school, I was kind of responsible for the entire defense and making the calls and stuff. Now it's more of a singular role, so more focused on just what I need to do and what I need to get done.
David, I realize you haven't been here as long, but just the defense in general, do you sense a little bit of an edge? Maybe there's a lot of new guys, but maybe something to prove, just considering maybe how things went last year.
Well, just the mindset of this team, regardless of what happened in the past, is just go out and dominate and be the best that we could be. We don't really dwell too much on what happened last year. I would say we definitely have an edge just because it's a new football season, and now we have an opponent to play every Saturday, different than our teammates, So I think we just have the edge of being excited to go into the season and prove what we can do.
What's it been like moving into Sac Ave?
It's been great. The guys welcomed me with open arms. I love the room. I love the guys that we got in there. I love Coach Early. He does a great job of, fine-tuning and advancing all of our skills as far as defensive line play.
Talk about Coach Early. Again, yesterday when we asked Coach Holgerson, you said you did your homework. You kind of saw what Coach Early had done with some of the players he put in the league recently. How big of a role did him and his success play in you coming here?
He played a huge role in it, because like I said, the main reason for my transfer was to play defensive line, and I wanted to go somewhere where I knew I'd be getting coached by the best and someone that has produced the best, and that is definitely Coach Early.
What challenges does UTSA present you guys? I've seen on film.
Can you say that one more time?
What challenges does UTSA present you
What
guys?
talents?
Challenges.
Oh, challenges. Just that QB run game. They got a great quarterback and they got a great receiver core. So just being able to, stop the run game and make it one-dimensional, make that QB have to throw the ball instead of running.
Is there anything that surprised you coming into this defense and seeing how they do things?
No, I wasn't really surprised by anything.
And is this the kind of defense that allows you to make plays? I mean, how do you sort of look at it?
Yeah, most definitely. Coach Belk and Coach Early do a great job working together and drawing up blitzes and just drawing up different fronts to put guys in a great position to be successful.
If you recall at your previous plays, any of your tackles on Tony or Donovan?
Definitely Tony, not Donovan as much, but yeah, I definitely remember playing Tony up in West Virginia.
The way, I mean, I ask because the way the transfer portal goes, I mean, you see how guys that used to play against each other are still in the same conference. Did you, when you got here, he hadn't got here yet, and Donovan, did you look around and say, oh, I remember him, I've seen him?
Yeah, most definitely. Me, Donovan, and me and Tony have also had these conversations of just remembering playing each other over the years. You know, we were both at our previous schools for multiple years, and we just both remember seeing each other's across the sideline and stuff.
Tony hard to tackle?
Oh, most definitely. That's a hard running back right there. I'm excited we got him on our team this year.
Couple more?
Anybody, if you look behind you, the Dane, guys like that, how did that camp go in terms of, we always hear that you guys are going to run 10 or 12 out there, so it sounds like, you know, it's all hands on deck. What have those guys been like, maybe some of the younger?
Dame, Justin Benton, a whole bunch of the young guys that we got, a whole bunch of guys that maybe haven't been as experienced, like, they're ready to go. And I'm excited for them to be able to get the opportunity to show the world and show the rest of the college football world what they can do, because these guys really got a great motor. They're great at what they do. They're very coachable, and I think they're going to be able to make some great plays for us this season.
If you had a chance to just tell your fan base now, you know, you've been at places that, you know, football on Saturdays, you know, what would you tell this group about the Big 12 and what they can expect?
Just coming to every game ready to play the most disciplined ball, you know. We all got physical guys. Physically, we're all up to par with everybody else, but just the mental and the discipline aspect of it, I've been reiterating to the guys that that's probably going to be the biggest challenge going into this conference.
Well, you probably didn't, you obviously don't get Donovan Smith to camp or whatnot, but having a guy, a quarterback on the, you know, of his size and stature, how much more difficult it is to bring a guy of that size? And have you faced anybody else who's been quite that big?
Yeah, I would say Donovan last year, his films goes to show that he's a hard runner. He's a quarterback, but he runs like a tight end. You know, he's not an easy guy to bring down. So I'm excited to see the challenges he's going to bring for defenses in this coming season.
There's a clip where he did a pancake block on a North Carolina State guy. Is that sort of in his, when you got what you see, the physical in him, that he's going to get down when he needs to? Yeah,
most definitely. He's a physical guy, and he doesn't shy away from contact. So if you're in his way, you better be ready to tackle him and not for him to slide.
When did it become sort of clear to you that Donovan Smith was going to be starting quarterback week 1?
When Coach Hogerson announced it at Fan Day, you know, he's been working his tail off all offseason. And it was a great battle between him and Lucas, and, you know, I didn't know what it was going to be going to week 1, and then Coach Hogerson announced it, and I was like, okay, it's officially Donovan's turn, so that's when it was really official for me.
How do you build chemistry with a new quarterback like that?
Anytime you get to run some extra routes or go over some extra film, it's pretty much all the time you got. You know, you got school to worry about, weights, and everything that comes with football aspect. So any extra time you got to give him a phone call or text him or whatever you got, that's about it. When you get a chance to run some routes or watch some film and give him a phone call here and there.
What mindset did you take, you know, going into this year? Dennis said you've had, you know, probably the most consistent camp on the offensive side. What was your approach, you know, going into it?
Just give it everything you got every day. You never know when football can be taken away from you. That's what my dad told me when I was a young kid, that just go as hard as you can every single play, because at the end of the day, football is going to end, and it's going to end sooner than later. For most people, others, you can go for 20 years in the league or whatever the case may be. But it can end tomorrow, it can end next week. You have no idea, so just go as hard as you can every single day.
I think there's a lot of stuff that it seems like there's a lot of stuff that you brought up. I think when we were talking about the no gloves last year, that was something your dad also I mean, is there a lot of things that he taught you as a kid growing up that basically have just stuck with you and developed you into who you are?
Yes, sir. My dad, I'd say he's my best friend. He's always been right there by my side. So everything he's ever said, it sticks to me like a sponge, you know. He's just always been my right-hand man, and everything that he's ever taught me and ever spoke to me about, I took it to heart because, you know, that's my father.
Did he play football too?
Yeah, he played at A-Leaf Hastings. He played receiver and some punt return and kick return. And he just played in high school, and he didn't go to the next level. But yeah, he played in high school. He was a pretty good player.
Just with the catch last year at UTSA, first game of the year, but it's probably one of the best catches of the season here. You look at it in the off season, or is that in the rear view mirror as you get prepared to play them again?
You know, you can't get away from it on social media. It's all over social media nowadays. Every time somebody's posting something, it pops up, and I'm just like, oh, all right, you know, on to the next.
Coach Shorts was telling us that every team or every room needs a Manjack. He says you live up to your name, Manjack, and he also said about the shorts. You know, Manjack's going to do what Manjack's going to. What do you feel like you bring to that room, or what does that room need from you?
I feel like everybody loves to have a great teammate next to them, and that's what I try to be every single day, is a great teammate. Whether it's being a leader or being the quiet guy in the back, I just try to be a great teammate, whether somebody needs a little extra talking to on the side or whether they need to be yelled at on the field. Like, I don't try to do all that. Whatever I feel is best in the moment, I just try to be there for my teammate, whether it's on the field or outside of practice. I'll sit there and talk to them for hours or 10 seconds or 10 minutes, whatever they need. I feel like talking to somebody is the best thing for them.
Do you feel like you need to show even more of that leadership this year with this group? I mean, how do you sort of approach that?
I think we have a great group of guys, whether we have 20 leaders or 1 leader or 4 leaders. I feel like everybody can listen to each other, whether you have a C on your chest or not. Everybody has respect for everybody else on the team. So whether you have a C or not, I believe you can say whatever to somebody. Maybe they need to hear it, and they'll respect you for what you say. And that goes for everybody, not just for me or Jack Freeman or Pat Paul, or, you know what I mean? Like, it can come from anybody.
Dana and Coach Shorts have both said you've had a really good fall. Do you think you've had a really good fall?
I hope so. I just do the best I can every single day and go from there.
Are you doing anything different?
No, sir. Just go hard every single day.
What have Josh and Boogie been like?
They're really good guys, and they're really good football players. I love being around them every single day. They sit up straight in the wide receiver position groups and meetings. They're just eager to learn and eager to get on the field and get to rolling. And I love being around those guys. They can talk about ball all day, and they can be one of your friends on the side. You know, they're good dudes and they're good football players.
Having guys like you and Sam and even to an extent Matthew, who have been around, has that helped with McHale and Jonah, some of the younger guys, to sort of like you said with your dad, that sponge thing? Have you seen it with those young guys?
Yeah, of course. When you're a young guy, you look to see who you can interact with when you get on team. I remember my freshman year walking in, who I was gonna talk to and interact with, and all these guys, they find someone to talk to, whether it's me or Golden, Boogie, Cobb, Sam, whoever it is. They find somebody to talk to and, you know, interact with.
Are there things you work to improve physically? Dennis said that your body has improved as well in the off season. Were there specific things you sort of worked on to get better at?
Whatever Coach Bauer threw at you, you either went at it 100 miles an hour or you shied away from it. And I feel like a lot of guys on this team stepped up to the plate whenever Coach Bauer put it out there for us. And so for me, I'd say whatever Coach Bauer threw at us, I accepted the challenge, and we're here now. So I feel like we're all ready for the season to come.
We've seen the pictures and the videos of Coach Bauer and the workouts and stuff, but is it intense the right word? Or
I was just about to say intense, yeah, most definitely.
I mean, what is it about that man that gets the most out of you guys?
He doesn't only care about the program, but he also cares about the players. And so when you have a guy like that in the weight room, not just trying to tear your body down, but actually cares about your body and what's going to happen for the season to come, you have no choice but to respect what he's doing for you. And so I'd say his greatest value is that he cares for the players as well as cares about the program, and the intensity follows around it all.
So when he brings a fire truck,
It's like, okay, that's what we're doing today. Let's go, coach. You know, he's a great dude and he's a great coach, so he's doing a great job.
How important do you think that is, having a guy like that, you know, at this program, how important for the overall program is it to have a guy that has the ability to get everybody focused in and going 100 miles an hour?
Everybody needs a man like that in their life, and I believe Coach Bauer does a great job of that as a strength coach. You know, he doesn't care about just football or just the weights. Like, I see him talk to guys after practice. If you need him at 2:30 in the morning, you can give him a phone call and he'll answer it as soon as he can and get right back to you when you need him or when he can. So just him being around and being himself is a great aspect that we have on this team.
Do you think the run game on this team can surprise some people? You know, Patrick was talking about how different it is this year. I mean, have you sensed that as well?
I have. Coach Nagavi, I believe, is doing a great job with those guys, and our linemen are accepting whatever he's throwing at them, and they're rolling with it. So they're working together with Nagavi, and Nagavi is working together with them, and I believe that they're going to do a really great job this year.
Joseph, when you look at how the receiving core was last year, I went back and looked. I think Tank had like the fourth most targets in the nation, like 130 something. With him gone, do you guys in the room look at how things can maybe be a little bit more balanced? And nothing against Tank there. I mean, he did what he did, but just the ability to have a lot more options for Donovan. Does that sort of play into you guys, you know, jokingly fighting for who's going to get the targets this year, that kind of stuff?
You know, there's a new team that comes around every single year, and when you get a guy like Tank Dell, someone very special like that, it's great to be around him. And so for everybody in our room, we watch Tank Dell clips all the time in the receiver room whenever we talk about what plays we're going to run, and it's like, this is the way to run the route, and it's because Tank Dell did it the way that he does it. And, you know, I wish he was still here because you want to learn from him as much as you can, but he's not, and I'm so happy that he's on the Texans now. But as a group, you know, it is what it is. We have guys that we're rolling with now, and I feel like we're a good receiver group this year.
Did you guys see that Clayton is in position to maybe start week 1 for the Cardinals?
I knew he had a chance because Kyler Murray was out. I was like, they just drafted him in the 5th round. He might get a chance to play this year. So I'm just excited to see that the season's about to come rolling around, and I hope he gets to roll with that opportunity.